All right. I told you so. Okay, we're going to start right off with that. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3 is most likely going to happen in February or March, according to Bob Arum. And guess why? Because ESPN ain't going to be paying for no Tyson Fury fights that do not involve Deontay Wilder. They're not going for it. Wow. Who would have known? Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. You know the saying, money talks, that other stuff gets to strolling. And that's what ESPN told Tyson Fury, and that's why Tyson Fury did not move forward with his December 5th fight. And not only did ESPN tell him no thank you, so did everybody else. Every other broadcaster in the UK told Tyson Fury, thank you, but no thank you. We are not paying for anybody other than Deontay Wilder. And that, my friends, is from Bob Arum. Now, did he want to say it like that? No, but look, man, you can see a humbled man when I know a humbled man when I see one. Now, let's go over this. You all thought, many people out there thought, that Tyson Fury could just walk away from a fight with Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder hurt his feelings. We learned today, no, you cannot. You have legal obligations. You have promises that you made to people, and you made the promises not just to Deontay Wilder, but you also made promises to the people that actually paid you, who were ESPN and Fox. And so when Bob Arum pitched the idea of a Tyson Fury versus Kabalabalabala, ESPN apparently said, are you nuts? Absolutely not. No way. We told you we will hold this fight in February, or why would I? If ESPN, could you imagine the conversation that Tyson Fury put Bob Arum through? Hey, Bob, go tell ESPN no to the Deontay Wilder trilogy, yes to Abadal Kababilala. And they were like, man, please. Okay, first of all, you look like you cheated. So we don't even know. Who knows that they're going to want to even deal with the dude, period, because the dude is such a cheater. But anyway, that's not a problem. Sports ain't got that big. Big networks ain't got a problem with cheating. They got problems with guys that don't sell and don't nobody want to see. And that, my friends, is not just Abagabababall. That is also Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury ain't never, like we said, ever done any numbers in the United States. He didn't do them with Steve. He didn't do them with Steve Cunningham. He didn't do them when he was fighting on the what did he, when he came back, when he fought Sefi Safiri and Pineda, you know, this superstar mega comeback. Oh yeah, where was he fighting? Showtime's YouTube channel. Okay, that was the glorious return of Tyson Fury in the United States. Showtime's YouTube channel. There are going to be more people watching this video than watched Tyson Fury fight those guys on Showtime's YouTube channel. And that's only a slight exaggeration, trust me. So then Tyson Fury fights Deontay Wilder. For some crazy reason, everybody in the media want to act like it's Tyson Fury that was the reason that all these tickets were sold, or the reason that so many people bought the pay-per-view, right? Because why would you think that? Because Tyson Fury can sing and hold a mic? No. Then he went and had those other two fights on ESPN, which ESPN forked the money up for because they were going to sell this great heavyweight. Then the great heavyweight fights Tyson Fury and gets caught straight up and down cheating. Okay. And it is everywhere. And those networks know that. And they not about to go slide no extra money in the hand of Tyson Fury off no garbage fight. I gotta tell you, I love it. Now that's just the aspect of hey, man, we're not paying for it unless it's Deontay Wilder. Now let's talk about the fight, the fact that all these guys were saying how Deontay Wilder didn't read the contract. Bob Arum, in this interview, pretty much gives up the ghost. He doesn't just explain why it is that ESPN isn't going to pay for the fight. He then moves on and says that Tyson Fury doesn't have any choice but to fight Deontay Wilder. No other choice. Now, he says it in a very interesting way, right? He says it in a way where it's a chance that, it cannot look like Bob Arum was just dead wrong and Frank Warren was dead wrong and Tyson Fury was dead wrong and I was right and anybody else with common sense was right that would think that you can just walk away like that. Man, please. Anyway, the other side of it is that Tyson Fury doesn't have anybody else to fight. Now, the way that Bob Arum phrased it was that, hey, Anthony Joshua has another fight with Kubrat Pulev in December, right? That's in December. And if Kubrat Pulev beats him, then Tyson Fury has no choice but to fight Deontay Wilder because there'll be a rematch clause in the fight with Kubrat Pulev and Anthony Joshua. Strange. I thought you didn't believe in, I guess you didn't have the leverage to keep that rematch clause out of there. And why would you get a rematch clause on a mandatory? I don't know. I think that's a mandatory title defense. There ain't no rematch clause on that. Bob Arum just talking about Bob, you can find him making up some stories. He says that, oh yeah, if Anthony Joshua beats Kubrat Pulev, if Kubrat Pulev beats Anthony Joshua, then Tyson Fury has no choice but to go on and to fight, has no choice but to then go on and fight Deontay Wilder, right? But here's the thing. Well, first, I just said it. There ain't no mandatory. There shouldn't be any rematch for Kubrat Pulev and Anthony Joshua. That's a mandatory fight. That's a mandatory. Since when do you have rematch clauses in mandatories? I don't think you do. I think if you lose a mandatory, you just lose, okay? So even then, Bob Arum is not quite being 100% honest there, okay? But sidestepping the fact that you just caught Bob Arum in another lie, because, again, how can you have a rematch clause in a mandatory? But anyway, he then goes on to say, well, then, the guy says, well, what happens if Anthony Joshua wins? Then Bob Arum says, well, even then, now we have to go to mediation and arbitration, right? Because Bob Arum is advising Tyson Fury just to fight Deontay Wilder and not go to arbitration, not to waste their money on all these legal fees. So when he's telling you that he doesn't want you to waste the money, he doesn't want people wasting money on legal fees, that's because he knows this is cut and dry, okay? This is cut and dry. Tyson Fury and Bob Arum were the reason that fight and obviously the pandemic were the reason that the fight got postponed, not Tyson Fury's man, I don't even know what was Tyson Fury doing when he put everybody on this wild goose chase nonsense that he did. But anyway, it ain't got anything to do with the contract expiring. Like Tyson Fury can just out of the blue pull up at it's expiring. Look, man, this has all been comedic. It's been comedic gold. It's been wonderful to watch the implosion of another nonsensical storyline that for some reason people just wanted to believe. No matter what it is with Tyson Fury, people are going to believe Tyson Fury over Deontay Wilder. It doesn't matter, okay? Now, in the first fight, people say, I thought it was a good fight. Some people say Deontay Wilder won, Tyson Fury won. Oh, no, you're crazy if you think if Deontay Wilder won, right? Then this fight, the gloves, the cheating. Oh, you're crazy if you think Deontay Wilder's just such a bad guy. Deontay Wilder's always the bad guy, right? Even up into this, where Tyson Fury is clearly trying to duck out of the fight with Deontay Wilder after he was accused of cheating. Tyson Fury, number one, will not even deny cheating, right? He never denies cheating. He then also tries to run out and get away from the fight. And it's only Deontay Wilder's legal wrangling that held him to the fire and is now snatching him back, or he's going to lose all his support in the United States. Bob Arum cannot save him here, man. listening to what Bob Arum was saying, dude, you could hear it in his voice. Even when he was talking about the judge, he was like, this is a reputable judge in New York City, or this, I think he said New York, but he's like, it's been around in boxing a long time and he's going to know the right thing. Yeah, exactly. Like he's going to know that there was the coronavirus, okay? And he's also going to know that you, Bob, were the one that was trying to push the date and the networks were trying to push the date. And Deontay Wilder was like, hey, man, I don't even care. I'll take the fight wherever and whenever. whenever, just as long as I get that fight. It was Tyson Fury that was trying to move that fight to when it got a crowd. And Bob Arum still wants to have that fight when there's a crowd, so he won't go broke. Tyson Fury loses, okay? Tyson Fury loses is the overall message to this video. And next time, don't just go believing anything this guy tells you. That's my take on the matter. You let me know what yours is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.